Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? So we have this topic we're going to be talking about is going to be a really serious topic because I really want to reflect on it. But we're going to start in a second here. I'm going to roll this intro and hope you know that we're about to get into some stuff. So let's go.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? We are here yet again for another podcast here, and we are going to be talking about something that has been buzzing all week, and it's a really serious topic. So, you know, I know we usually get down and we laugh, and we are going to get down and laugh, but man, we really have to focus on this right here because this is something that's very important that we talk about, and also very important to women as well, and our daughters. And if you might have a future daughter or whatever, you know, it is a very important topic here, and that is Surviving RKelly, the show. A show just debuted, and I overlooked it just because of the fact that, you know, I just thought it was like a RKelly biopic here, and when it got down to it, it was really crazy. So what we have here, I have joining us right now is Swerve. So what's going on, Swerve?
What's good, y'all? How everybody doing? Just here to discuss this RKelly nastiness he's been on.
Yeah, and I understand a lot of people don't want to touch on these topics, but myself as an adult, and I really want to spread awareness. I don't want to be seen as like a person that just does all this happy-go-lucky stuff. This is a part of the 2019 Gloves is Off Ad McCree because I want to talk about things that are going to make people uncomfortable, because if we don't talk about these things, then we are going to ignore it, and the shit like this is going to continue to happen, and people are not going to pay any attention to it until it happens in their own household. So we have to talk about these current things in society, because if we do not, yet again, it will happen in our own homes, and it'll be too late, and we don't know how to deal with it. But so Surviving RKelly, for those who don't know, is a TV show that is on Lifetime. And it has been getting a lot of notoriety because a lot of the girls have been coming out and talking about it, like girls from the past, girls from like right now in the present, and, you know, perhaps even girls that might have been propositioned by him now. And it's just talking about how he is doing a lot of trickery to these young black girls. You know what I'm saying? There's no knocking it, and no one to be knocking around the bush or anything. But before we even talk about that, I have a poll up, and I put it on. Let me see. Let me go ahead and make sure I got the link up. I want to make sure. So here we go. So I have a poll up. It's in the community tab. It's not on the top right part of the screen. You know, I'm sharing this, and with the polls, how polls work in this section is everybody can see it. So even if they're not subscribed to me, they can go into it. So right now it is at 78-22, and the question is, do you think RKelly should go to prison for what he's done to these young children? These young girls, to these women, you know, because it's not just young ladies. It's actually adults too. Like, it's crazy. So
that's crazy, man.
So the question that I guess I want to ask you, Swerve, because I know I just kind of what do you call it, ambushed you with this topic, because it's a really serious thing, and, you know, I know you didn't want to do it, and I do appreciate you for showing up regardless to that, because you wanted to be a stand-up guy, and I really do appreciate you for joining us in this podcast. How do you feel about a person like RKelly, which, you know, no knocking it, regardless, separate his private life, how terrible it is. His music is phenomenal. It's reached millions of people of different shades. You know, just a grand catalog of music, just ridiculous. And he keeps on dropping stuff. and it's still good. But should we hold him accountable for what his actions are outside of the studio?
I definitely think we should hold him accountable for the actions outside of the studio. I just want to say, I mean, everybody, especially, when you born like the late '80s or early '80s, grew up in the '90s, you grew up on R. Kelly,
Right.
and so you didn't never get to see his personal side.
Right.
You always got to fall in love with just the music and what he brought as a person to the music business. And it just saddens me to have to even,
talk about him like in this manner.
talk about him because he was someone that that we all as a writer and maybe as a producer schemed our writing style after, and our production style after, just just a lot of things. And it's just for his personal life to be so jacked up, and for him to treat women like that so messed up, he has to be
Young women at that.
young women, and so he has to be messed up too, in the head as well. We all have, especially in the black community, we never want to acknowledge when we have something wrong with us
Right.
mentally,
Right.
or have something wrong or a problem. We always want to run to the liquor store, run to the corner drug guy, or run because we was never taught to how to truly deal with our emotions as black people, or deal with our problems as black people, because we always had to feel like we had to stay strong in certain aspects. So I as a father, I definitely could never ever condone anything that R. Kelly did to those little girls, because if he did that to my little girl, I mean, he wouldn't even be a R. Kelly, But
Right.
it's just very difficult, because I have to send the prayers out to their family and for their mental stability, because they had to go through something that they couldn't tell anyone. They couldn't tell anyone. They couldn't say anything. They had to keep things quiet. And I'm more concerned about the women's mental stability at the point, because they had to go through a lot, mentally. People not believing them, people having to go through this, and I mean, it's so many stories that have been brought up about men just misabusing women, and it's kind of crazy, and it's just out of, man. I don't really know. I'm trying to find the exact word. It's just really out of control. For him to be treating them girls like that, not letting them come out the room, punish them by not eating. I mean, he was treating them like, I mean, worse than animals, worse than a dog, And it's
Yeah.
just,
I think my real issue with it was at the same time, I applaud all the women that did go on the show, especially that was very courageous of those
for
young
sure.
women that was involved with that situation with that guy, and had a general fear for him, that they did that on the show. You know what I'm saying? It's not just it's not about entertainment, because I really thought it was going to be like an R. Kelly biopic. It's about praising him and all that. And I was like, really, Lifetime? Are you for real doing this? And then I really found out that Surviving R. Kelly was about the survivors of R. Kelly, which would make sense in context. But like I thought to myself, watching the show, that it was quite clear that the parents just was in awe still. And me personally, as somebody that is very vigilant about my children, I think, like, you guys, what was the fight that y'all put up? Because that was the questions that I felt like it was unanswered. It felt like it was a story, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it is really a story. But it's like, as a parent, it's just made me question them. Just like, man, why would you let that happen? Like, why?
Why would you let what? Expound this a little bit more.
When I was saying, what I was saying is that a lot of the parents or whatnot, like one of the parents had a 14-year-old girl, very talented. She, like, you can really hear, like, she sung, like, had like clips of her singing, and she had skills. She had She had God's gift vocally, and the parents. One of the main things that kind of blurred the line was they was like, well, we just put a lot of the back burner of what he done because it was allegations and whatnot. And I'm like, wait a minute, like this is after a sex tape that was out and circulated and was sold for money in the bootleg, the black market. Yeah,
true. I mean, I with that regard right there, that's another thing I also got to say about people too, and I have to be very cautious, and I don't want to, but I'm not able to make everybody happy, so
right. Speak your truth, man.
Parents have to stop being
thirsty, because they was thirsty. It was thirsty as hell.
So thirsty to the point that they ignore the warning signs. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you placed your child in a situation knowingly what type of person you was dealing with, and then you surprised that it happened to you. You know what I'm saying? That it happened to your daughter. Like, I don't want to say there's no exceptions, but if I'm not going to leave if I know my homeboy is a klepto, I'm not going to leave my money or no watch or nothing valuable around for my homeboy. I'm not even going to leave him in the crib, you know what I'm saying, to be able to take something that's valuable. So, even though that's my homeboy, I love him and I understand him, whatever the case may be. But I'm not letting no klepto in my crib, So you have to, parents, man, we have to be a lot smarter, and we have to understand sometimes we may want something for our kids so bad that we put them in a compromising situation, and they don't even have to, and sometimes the parents don't even have to necessarily go through it.
Right.
You understand? It's the kids that have to go through it, and that's the fucked up part about it.
Yeah. And I want to make some clarification, because I just saw somebody in the chat saying that it's like a huge problem in the black community, and that was kind of the rhetoric in between the show. They had Charlamagne. They was talking about how it's normalizing, like the perverts and such, and how certain people can do whatever the hell they want, and and it'll be acceptable. Because it's in the black community. Like, we really just don't value our black women, and it's not that case when this happens in entertainment in general. There are kids, white children, kids of many different colors that have parents that are in Hollywood that see their kid has talent, and they're putting their kid out there to get a check. I mean, look, I remember Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin. His parents was pretty much banking off of the fact that their son was a huge movie star. I really love that movie to this day. And now you look at Macaulay Culkin as an adult, he's around the same age as us, and his life is pretty much ruined because of that. And he's putting himself back together. Thank God that, he can really just get a grip on his life, because, when you're exposed to money at an early age, and maybe that was God's defined rule on me, or what his plan was for me not to have multiple platinum plaques and stuff like that at an early age, and for me to experience all the hardships and the build stuff. And that's another thing, like, we really, and I do say this to everybody, it's not just 100% about the surviving R. Kelly, even though I'm using this as a scale of things, that we have to understand that just because you see somebody that's shining, that don't mean that you should go for what they have already. Because if you are a broke young man, you're at the most vulnerable state. Just like a broke young female that is really trying to use her ass to get these assets, and you can be manipulated very easy. Just because you see somebody with Rollies and Bentleys and Maseratis, a nice fat crib, he has every piece of equipment. He seems like he's the hot shit, and you're chasing after him. And this person is not going to value you because you don't value yourself. You're not going to invest in yourself, and you should really work with people that are within your level. And I think people they take that in as a disrespect. And that's why you have a lot of producers that try to chase after the artists that don't really give a shit, and they're gonna tell you, "Hey, give me that beat for free," and then you're gonna scream that you have that. But I don't want to get off topic of what this is. But the point that I'm trying to make is these young women see that R. Kelly is a superstar, they love him to death, and all that, and R. Kelly in his mind is already playing with them in the most maniacal way possible. And the reason why I'm speaking on it again is because a lot of people, I feel, a lot of people do not understand that that you can be taken advantage of very easily because you really want something so bad that you don't want to build on it yourself. You're not betting on yourself. Bet on yourself because you're just as talented as that person right there.
I was gonna say that, because it's so crazy, man. A lot of people don't want to take the road that's less traveled.
Right.
A lot of people want to take the road that is easier, that won't cause them a lot of problems, and that is, again, that's another thing because as people that are chasing dreams, dream chasers, we have to realize, men and female, because men can put themselves in vulnerable situations as same as women, but it's a little bit more accepted for a man to maybe have sex with an older woman. You know what I'm saying? Not
right.
You know what I mean? So but it's a little weird for it's a lot weird for an older guy to prey on a
14-year-old girl.
14, 12, 13, anything that's not 18, 19, even sometimes that is still a little too early because you are so mentally advanced as a man, and that these kids they haven't even experienced none of the things that we have experienced. So it boils down to a lot of it boils down to maybe RKelly felt like he couldn't control an older woman. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman wouldn't do what older woman that his age wouldn't do what he needed to do, or maybe he got raped when he was a kid. Or
he definitely admitted that. He talked to one of the women I was on the show, said, they sat down and they had a nice little chat or whatnot. And he was talking about how he was molested as a kid and he was played with by his uncles and all that. And he was put into compromising positions as a child that he didn't want to be with, as far as like homosexuality and things like that. And then the girl herself was talking about how she was molested as a child. But then he turned around and was like, "Hey, would you wear a bikini and, take it off and model it and go butt naked and then perform oral sex?" It's crazy.
All right, broken people love broken people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the age. It matters his like RKelly's mental capacity is probably at that age of where he was getting molested. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he can't, like some people, molestation can cause a mental trigger in your mind that can make you, not normal. You know what I mean? Like think about girls that they may have been molested by their father and stuff. They have a hard time loving somebody else. They have a hard time expressing their feelings. They have a hard time trusting. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a sickness, man. And like it's a generational curse that people have been that people don't know how to stop. That as a community we have to stop the curse. We have to learn how to talk. We have to learn how to not hold these secrets inside. If somebody does something to us, we need to express that, because all that does is allow us to harbor ill will into us, and then we want to do that to other people. We feel like it's okay because that was done to me, and all we doing is continuing a vicious cycle, and it has to stop at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We definitely have enabled a lot of what RKelly has been doing, because I know as a society, we're going to speak about the black community in such a so-called manner of like the so-called black man and the so-called black woman that has, been through all of the stuff that is very apparent that has affected the black community. I do think that since we don't want to see our heroes, quote unquote, which is usually the entertainers, to be in a bad situation. This situation right here is uncompromisable at all. Like we can't compromise the fact that He has all these hit records, and you know he's done a lot of great stuff, and we love to dance, "Step in the Name of Love" and Fiesta and all that shit. Like we can't look at that and just say, hey, you know, it's all right. And people were actually doing that in that documentary too. Like it's all right. People on camera. Like I don't care what he did. Is allegedly. Like allegedly was thrown. I never seen allegedly get thrown around so much. And I mean, I laughed I laugh uncomfortably in that situation. But you know, it was funny. Like really, like you allegedly looking like an idiot right now, going into this R. Kelly concert in 2018.
I mean, let's look at what Jada was said today. You know, like she's mad because
Jada unloaded.
She's mad because his music spiked up. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just started listening to his music. You know what I mean? Like the crisis like started happening, and then his music streams went out the roof. So we also have to look at different things. Like, is this an agenda? It's an agenda because we all knew that R. Kelly would mess with young kids since Aaliyah.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
We all knew that. We all knew that back then. Since back then, we all knew about him pissing on the little girls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it was normalized too, like Dave Chappelle skits and all that shit. And then I look back at that shit and I'm like, damn, this shit was funny as hell. That it was going like he was making fun of this shit, but then you realize like how sick of a world we're living in. Like even with our own selves, like the demons that we did with our own selves, like damn, like this really happened to a chick. Like if she saw that Dave Chappelle shit, which I'm pretty sure she did because Dave Chappelle was humongous, especially amongst the African Americans, like she really saw that skit and was like, damn, like that really happened to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And the people making the, you know what I mean? Because we gotta look at it, you know, like, hey man, R. Kelly is a very rich guy, very successful guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I hate to be the devil's advocate, you know what I'm saying? And it sucks, but you have to look at, just like you said, the parents, they probably already had to talk it over with their children knowingly that he was going to do that. And then, when he does, that's when we annul him. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like the abusive, like a woman that's being abused and she has the abusive boyfriend and he's like, he's going to change. He's going to change until he generally just beats the dog shit out of her. Then she finally realizes, maybe this nigga ain't going to change. Maybe I should just leave.
Exactly. You know, and it sucks, man, because, man, I mean, I can't even blame it just on our community. I mean, we see. This is not just a black thing. That's one thing I really want people to understand. It's not just really a black thing, but I do hold myself accountable for liking music from somebody that's a sick ass motherfucker. Yeah, but I still think it's a culture thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we have priests that have been sleeping with young boys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then we have what's the dude from Playboy that housed thousands and hundreds and hundreds of women. I don't know how did we ever check how old they were?
Yeah. Hugh Hefner. I'm pretty sure a lot of them was probably 16 and 17 and all that. And I don't want to speak ill on the dead because he's dead and all that. Yeah. But this is all things that is considered, like, you know, like with women, and not just what I hope, you know, as a man. You know, I like when women dress a certain way. I ain't gonna sit there act like I just am just, oh, well, women should do this and do that. You know, you like when a woman dresses a certain kind of way. You like when a woman twerk, and you know, we all IG models and all this shit. Like, but at a certain point, you know, we got to look at things from a perspective of, yo, this is not acceptable. I know a lot of the women that get off and they make, cause hell, there's tons of women out there that make massive amount of money, just Snapchat premiums of themselves, bucket naked, and you know, these pervs that follow them. And hell, I spoke about it before on the podcast. I was just like, you know, they got women that cash out on this type of behavior of like R. Kelly and like R. Kelly-esque type people. And, you know, they just sit there, send news and all this stuff. And, you know, they think that because they got a ton of followers and that these dudes aren't are real true supporters of themselves, of their personality that they do not show within a booty picture or anything like that. And it's just like, yo, like those are perverts, and you're just capitalizing off it. And you know, we look at that because they had old girl from the Me Too movement on there, you know, and she was on there and she was speaking her piece.
I know she ain't playing.
Yeah, she definitely wasn't playing. So I think she was pretty much like the ringleader of a lot of the protests against RKelly, and respectfully so. I can't just sit here and just say, man, you know, I just get tired of this Me Too stuff and all that, because it has a place, because they are men out there that aren't men. They're men children, and they think that women are just supposed to be slabs of meat. And, you know, there are women out there that know, because these women ain't stupid, that if they put out a certain perception to the world, that they will get this type of attention, and then they'll try to monetize it the best way possible, a la either porn or Snapchat premiums or whatever else is Connect Pal. I think it's one of them.
Whoa.
Hey, I don't support it, but I do my research. I see
research,
right. I do my research because it's like, because I spoke my piece on it one time, because I had spoke on some real shit before. It said Cash App. Oh man, that's this what the chat is saying. They do Cash App. Yeah, I don't fucks with Cash App at all.
They're doing a $5 Cash App. And Cash App be $5 to show it is real.
Word. You know what I'm saying? And we live in that type of society that people will just say, hey, you know what? Sex sells. It is what it is. Let's just make it happen. But unfortunately, it don't have nothing to do with what RKelly is doing. Like that right there is just unexcusable on his end. And don't want people to think I'm excusing it.
This put me in such a bad mood, because I felt like RKelly was like my fucking good luck charm at one point in my life. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
well, I definitely look forward for our RKelly release. I always it will be nothing less than above average when you talk about his music. But that
his music, no. I mean, like, I thought he was my good luck charm. Like, I mean, but we got our first placement for real, based off that he got found not guilty. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we was in the office with Barry Weiss. We was shopping Womanizer.
Right, for Britney Spears.
For Britney Spears at the time. And so we in the office with Barry Weiss and a few other people. And they was like, look, man, we just really need this RKelly trial to go correct. So we like, all right, cool. So we they didn't want to do no talking until the verdict. So we was just sitting there. We sat in the office. You know, Barry Weiss, he's sweating, sitting in the chair, sweating. And
right.
They said not guilty. The whole office went crazy. Whoa! Yes.
Yeah.
And so we like, yeah, not guilty. Woo! Want to hear our song? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As soon as he heard the song, he's like, "That's perfect. Let's get Britney to cut it." I was like, "Thank you, RKelly."
Right.
Now I'm like, God dang, bro,
I'm telling you, repetitious behavior and people accepting it, and you know, you just saw all odds when you watch the documentary, which I highly recommend to anybody that, you know, watching the podcast right now or the replay or whatever, like, watch that documentary and see, like, they documented people recently, and that were like, man, y'all over here protesting, man, I don't give a damn. Quick story, and I'm pretty sure you'll find this very interesting. Back in the day when I worked at Red Lobster, was cooking food and stuff like that, just turned 21, so I was able to drink. So I go into the bar, and RKelly was in town in Atlanta at that time. I know, old gang. But back in the day, I was working that job around like 2000 something. I don't know. But like, I was sitting at the bar. Obviously, the sex tape had been around, circulated and all that, and he was going through the first part of it. He got the braids, so he wouldn't look like he was. He got the braids. Somehow he grew braids out of his ass, and they just ended up on his head, even though he was bald headed in the video. And, you know, like, that prior week he didn't have braids. It happened. So, you know, he was covering his ass or whatever. But anyways, at the bar, met some chick or whatever, and, you know, fine as hell, sitting there talking to her, and you know, she talking about, I was like, I said, so where y'all going today? You know, typical no game, Ab McCree spitting. And she was like, so yeah, we're going to the RKelly concert. I was like, what? I was like, why would you go to his concert, right? And she's like, said, because I'm trying to give him that booty. I was like, first of all, you're older than me. You know what I'm saying? Because Av like them cougars. But you're older than me. Why in the hell would he? I say he likes younger women. He's like, I don't care. He gonna like something older tonight. I was like, man, listen, this shit is crazy. Like, you are excusing his behavior. So as long as I'm a celebrity, as long as I'm popping, as long as I got whatever I can do what the fuck I want, that is unacceptable.
And then I think that's what the problem is. But then we have to tackle this too, as black women and as women, period.
Right.
You know, as a woman, you have to stop placing yourselves and allowing yourself to be placed in a situation that you know this nigga's gonna try to fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because I know you. I know they don't. I know. I mean, I have a lot of female friends. They go over the conversation with their homegirls before they even go. So you know that the guy's gonna try to fuck. You know he's gonna wanna. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that emergency phone call. Oh, somebody texted me. It's an emergency. I'm out.
Yeah. You already know. So you got to understand. Why would you put yourself in that situation? I know you want to advance your career, and that is very important. I know you want to advance your career. I know you want to be respected. But sometimes when you put yourself in certain situations willingly, then the snake bite. Don't be shocked that the snake bit you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as men, we have to stop. And I don't. And it was one of my problems with men too. And you know, even though I was a successful producer and big, and I could have had a lot of women. Man, let me tell you something. I've been sexing women since I was in high school. So it wasn't. I never had a problem getting women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of these guys have had problems getting women their whole lives. So when they finally get to a certain level, they abuse it, like A&Rs and like certain other producers and rappers. They abuse it because they never really had this much attention. They never really had no attention. They never really had no girls.
Or the money that is too.
The money gawking, you know what I'm saying? Even the Instagram stars, they got a little money, but they gotta understand they never had. In high school, you could probably go back and look. In high school, a lot of them were probably considered
squares.
So you know your pussy rate was at 0. You know, understand? And you know the only time you can recreate yourself is college. So when they may try to recreate themselves in college, and that shit still flop because you know what I'm saying. So you got to understand, like, these guys are dealing with self-esteem issues. They're dealing with, this is the only way I'm able to even get a woman because I'm famous. You understand? If I wasn't famous, if I was Aaron Hall, these women wouldn't like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crucial, man. Like
it's some fucked up mental. The stem of it all is a fucked up mental shit that we all that celebrities and child people we all go through. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to control our demons inside of us. You know what I'm saying? Like learning how to control our insecurities, our addictions. You know what I'm saying? Because we never know. RKelly could have been a nigga that used to watch child porn, beat off to that for 8 hours a day.
I'm pretty sure his child porn stock was ridiculous. I mean, he had like another thing in the documentary. They showed tapes, piles of tapes of him having sex with young women. I'm like, what the fuck, man? That's it. Like, fuck it. I believe I can fly. Put that in the graveyard. Step in the name of love. Put that in the graveyard. It's it. That's it, fam. Like, no, there's no excusing it. But I'm gonna go ahead and segue from this topic because holy crap, it's kind of hard to segue from this topic. But we're gonna talk about something else now. We're gonna talk about more or less the music related things because NAMM is coming up 2019. I'm not gonna go ahead all and give my whole expectations for NAMM or anything like that. But I talked to you briefly about the MPC. I mean, AKAI's APC Live, which I didn't realize, thinking to myself, like, damn, it's called Live for a reason. And I did a video on it, but I didn't realize that live, like the MPC Live. So this could be standalone. Like standalone Ableton Live built into its own controller, and then you can plug it up to Ableton Live and use it, you know, full-fledged as a controller like you would to push. So this is basically a standalone push, but just made by AKAI.
That has gotta be incredible. I love my push.
Yeah. He's the guy. He's the guy, people. If y'all want to blame somebody, it's him. He's the reason why I stopped messing with FL Studio.
Don't get it. Wait for all my FL. Wait. I am FL Gang. You know what I'm saying? I am the originator of FL Gang.
He really is, though. First hit record made in FL, right?
Yeah, made in FL. You know, back when people was like, what y'all do? What kind of music y'all can make in FL Studio?
No, that shit is trash. Y'all think it's trash. That's what it was.
Y'all trash. Y'all use the APC. Y'all ain't no real producers. Y'all clicking and shit. Listen, man. Now these old head niggas, they trying to figure out how to use Fruit Loops, man. These niggas, man.
They jump into Ableton because Ableton has everything that the old school ones and the new school ones.
Yeah, I mean Timbaland. When I seen Timbaland use Ableton, I thought that was the best program for him to use because honestly, Ableton did spark a new creativity that Fruit Loops wouldn't let me. I couldn't get to, you know, the scales, the way I could just take the sample and get the MIDI notes. Just so many different, just out of bounds things that you can do with Ableton that I love, man. Like, I mean, the drums may not hit like Fruit Loops, and it may not be easy to you know, program like.
Oh, I figured that one out. A while ago. Not only can you get crystal clear mixes and it sound good, but you can get those drums to knock.
I mean, there you go. You don't figure it all the way out. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't figure that part out. You know, so I do my thing. I mean, I do my thing. I just let my boy mix it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as that, you know.
Yeah. I did a whole spiel about that anyways. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to mix. Again, it's all about you putting the hit record out, man. Us being from Atlanta, dog, we seen freaking the franchise boys, all kinds of people with shitty ass mixes do have fire ass records. We didn't get not one damn.
Man, not one crime mob. Man,
oh my god! I should have said that in the video. Nuck If You Buck had to have been the worst mix shit.
That was recorded in like a bathroom or some shit, like in the bedroom or something. You know
Stupid lit record to this day.
You know what I mean? Like people still love Nuck If You Buck. You know what I mean? Like, let's see it's so many fucking records, man, that was made.
And that was default. That was like the default FL Studio sounds. I think that might have been Fruit Loops 3 that they made that shit in.
Yeah.
Nigga, that shit was a hard ass track.
Man, that was some, man, I'm telling you.
Drums came from FL too. Like that was all stuff that was in FL Studio. So I don't want to hear like of course, yes, you can go to an engineer and have your stuff mastered and you know it'll sound better, but that doesn't mean that your song is gonna be great. You feel me?
Yeah, it does not. It does not. It just make it clearer for people to understand.
Right. They're like, yeah, the shit's still trash. It sounds good though. It's trash.
The trash sound is clear. It is trash officially.
Yeah, dog. Matter of fact, when in the golden age of like Atlanta, like there was a whole bunch of like really bad mixed records, but that was the charm of those records. Like that was really the charm. Like. These dudes really recorded at home, and it's fire.
I'm trying to think how many times have Atlanta. I'm trying to think how many people have. How many people have? I forgot what I was about to say. Damn.
That came out of Atlanta.
Yeah, how many hits? How many times have we changed the sound of music? How many times have Atlanta changed the true sound of music? Like,
Right.
how many times, man? Like, like Usher, like Outkast, like Jermaine Dupri, like Dallas Austin from the South Side, Jermaine Dupri from the South Side. Um, Man, I can go back. Swiss Beats from the East Side. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't even know Swiss Beats from the East Side.
Right. Yeah, they consider him in New York. He considers himself a New Yorker until he's out here.
Yeah, but he's from the East Side. He's from the East Side. Yeah.
You'll find him on Columbia Drive all day, every day if you really know.
Y'all didn't know that. If y'all didn't know Swiss Beats was from the East Side, now y'all know Swiss Beats is from Atlanta, from the East Side, Columbia Drive. You feel what I'm saying? And then, I felt like I don't know, man. Atlanta, just like you said,
Lil Baby about to do it. Everybody might think he's blown, and it's different because we're in the internet age where you just get out there real fast. But Lil Baby hasn't really tapped into his full potential either. Neither has Gunna.
Man, that's my favorite, bro. I have maybe because I have a personal relationship with Gunna, and I've been knowing Gunna for a very long time. I think Gunna is one of the best rappers we have yet. As far not lyricists.
People gonna bite. They're gonna like this. The whole joint he did on Space Cadet. They're gonna bite that. They're gonna bite that shit. They're gonna bite his shit.
Yeah, I mean he's changing the rap style. He bringing the real. He giving y'all all the lingo. You know what I'm saying? And it's just
like Thugger too, man. Like Thugger, like people like Thugger's really stepping into this place.
Thugger's incredible. Thugger's incredible, but you still gotta.
Not like you saying that because he ain't got a couple of places with him, right? Anything like that.
I'm just saying, but you got.
Nah, he is incredible though.
Thugger is great, man. But you have to always equate the motherfuckers that's around Thugger, though. You feel what I'm saying? Like you got to understand, Thug is one of the smartest guys I know because he understands how to. Like, in order to be a leader, you got to be an amazing follower. In order to be a follower, you have to know how to lead.
Right.
It's kind of crazy. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of fucked up, but if you look at Thug, he knows how to take direction from whoever may be helping him write the songs. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And he knows how to bring it alive to himself. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't take. He actually puts his people that help him. He actually put them out. You know what I'm saying? Actually try to.
Yeah, he learned a lot of that from Gucci, man. Gucci has put out so many damn artists from each and every side of town. It's ridiculous, and still continues to do so.
Gucci is the OG, man. He's a real OG. I think Gucci is like one of the smartest dudes in hip hop too, because a lot of our artists that we have now came from Gucci.
Right. He's the only artist in Atlanta I have not made a track for or have a song with. Period. Like no mixtape, no nothing. Like I have not in my home. Like a lot of my people around me that I've been rocking with lately, they all have got something with Gucci, man. Like I'm like, man, so when me, like you know what I'm saying?
Yo, the crazy thing about Gucci is he works a lot too though. So one thing I know about Gucci, he'll workaholic, man. Right. He's a workaholic, and I know your beats are good, so you just gotta send Coach K one of them nice ass emails, man.
That pack.
That pack, man. You send that pack with them fire ass drums you got, them fire ass sounds you got over there.
Yeah, everybody. That shit be having me bugged out too, because like almost everybody I talk to, like, man, dog, you know what I'm saying? We gonna collab, man. You know them sounds, dog. Like them sounds. We got your laptop, not my laptop. Your laptop.
We working on your laptop, brother. Because I remember when I got to see some of the sounds you had that time we worked together. I was like, God, this boy got all these sounds and you had all the VSTs. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, man. Shit, I went over the realest shit I seen, and I'm pretty sure he got the APC live too right now. I went over to Richard Devine's house, which is like he's a sound designer, and he does a lot of the IBM stuff, like the electronic music, and does the modular shit. And I didn't even know he was from Atlanta at all. Like I was like, what? You're from Atlanta? What? He's like, yeah, I take pride in that. It's like, what the fuck? I was like, oh shit. But he has every single piece of hardware ever invented. I'm like, the fuck? And like, it was never stopped. I was like, dog, like am I dead? Like, this is heaven, yo.
That is crazy. I won't say I got a whole bunch of samples, and I have so many samples, so many, like.
I agree. Gucci Mane does need a bioptic. He does need a movie of some type. But who will play Gucci Mane though?
Shit.
It's gonna be Michael B. Jordan.
it gotta be a black ass nigga. It gotta be a dark ass nigga. I don't know who gonna be. They probably gonna make it. It'll just Alba. They gonna
playing Gucci Mane.
They gonna do the most. They gonna like it'll just Alba as Gucci Mane. Nigga like But who gonna play the old Gucci though? That's what I'm worried about. Big Bank Black.
Oh shit.
Big Bank Black.
Damn. I mean, more likely it'll be like Michael B. Jordan, or it'd be one of the two guys from damn Black Panther. It'd be either, I can't think of his name. No disrespect to him.
I don't know his name either. I just call him Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther, or Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
one of the two.
Yeah, it got probably gonna be. I mean, I'm still gonna go with the Idris album. You know I mean, Idris be in Atlanta, man. He be in the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. I can't think of my boy.
He be with Lucci. He be in the hood. He be in the city, man.
He was signing producers, rappers. He was putting a lot of people in good places. Like when Jay-Z did the American Gangster album, he got all of the Atlanta producers, like even people that didn't have like hit records. What was the brother that produced that joint with Gorilla Zoe? And
Are you talking about
the real producer that did it? The real producer that did it.
What's my boy name, man?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know he gonna call me or something like that and be like, man, how you forget about me, dog? You disrespectful. You ain't good at my hood.
Chris Flame.
Yeah, Chris Flame. What's good, my guy?
That's my motherfucking nigga, man. Chris Flame, man. That's my boy, man. Chris Flame.
I didn't even know you knew Chris Flames.
Bro, listen, I'm a real Atlanta nigga, man.
So if you know Chris Flames, then you know Hitman and OJ. Then
I mean, I know Chris, man. I know Chris Flame. I don't know if I know all of them, but I know Chris.
Yeah, because that's how I end up getting like during Gorilla Zoe's hate time, like they introduced me to the Jock. And, I was like, damn, I think this guy, cause I was like, man, he had this big ass record, Meet Me in the Trap, just going down. Like, this nigga ain't gonna have no time for me. But he's like, what's good, man? I'm gonna take you in here in the studio. I'm gonna let you meet some of my people. Even let me meet Block. A lot of y'all boys don't know about no Block for real. But
Block was the down south shit, like.
He introduced me to Jeezy and like a lot of them cats. Like, and then when OJ started catching OJ the Juice Man started catching flame out here, before he had got locked up. Damn it, that's always the case. A lot of people don't understand how many people would have blown up from Atlanta if they wouldn't have caught cases for either murder or whatever.
OJ was good, man. OJ the Juice Man was good. And I remember, what's that boy? What's the nigga that had the song? Been told, get on the right path, go to church, start listening.
I'm trying to take
study on you, get in there, get going, you stay fake or die fake. That's just the way it goes. I'm just a young nigga.
Damn,
my ears and eyes open.
I kind of know what you're talking about, but I'm missing it a little bit.
Hey man, I just said almost his whole verse. Ain't nobody on the chat know that dude that's from Atlanta.
Like everybody's from either Alabama. I see people from Alabama. I see people from Cali, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Germany. We got a mixed crowd. Somebody said Forrest Whitaker could play Gucci Mane. The old Gucci. He too old for that role though.
No. But see, look, it's the belly though, bro. This is the belly. Put a grill in Forrest, bro. Shade that nigga face. It actually made.
YOLO, yeah, YOLO, the great.
Yeah, YOLO. That he was hard too, bro.
And Jody, Jody. Y'all don't know about Jody Breeze.
Jody Breeze been fire, bro. He's still fire.
The reason why he ain't get around because he don't give a fuck about the game. He give a fuck about other shit.
That's it.
Yeah, he give a fuck about his bread. But
I mean, because there's a lot of broke rappers out here, man. There's a lot of broke entertainment people,
right?
That put the facade on, and that is, I mean, let's go. I know we steered away from that topic, but that's another reason we all put this facade on, so we put ourselves in vulnerable situations to continue the facade,
right?
And we have to stop. And then we have to stop doing that because, like you say, a lot of people get arrested, get locked up. You know, like RKelly's career is over because he has a sex addiction. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is just it's messed up, man. Shit's really messed up.
Yeah, there's like I remember being in the studios and yeah, I was broke as hell. And you have these dudes that's flexing a good game about money and shit like that, but these dudes didn't even want to pay me $100 for a beat.
Exactly. I mean, we got all these people that make all this money from music, and that probably should be another topic. You know, how much do we think producers should get paid for their beats? Because we put in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And I know people may be like, well, you shouldn't get paid but $3,000 for that little beat, man. You just make the beat, man. You know what I'm saying? Or
meanwhile, they getting $30K a show.
Yeah,
a show. A show.
Let me give you $3,000 for this beat, Sean. Nah, bro. Like, if this beat changes your life, I mean, of course, we all got to eat. We all got to be smart, you know. But sometimes when producers take the short road, you actually fuck up a lot of other people because once they know you will do it, then the guy that a buck, they're like, nah, bro, I know I'm worth 10 bands. All right, well, we just want to use your beat, man. We just gonna let this nigga that is gonna charge me 3 redo your beat. You know what I'm saying? And pay him 3. Like, and that's really why a lot of man. Let me say
you say 10 bands. I say I'm worth 50% of every time that motherfucker performs.
Yeah, I'm just giving out rough numbers. You feel what I'm saying? But like you really just like when you really look at it, man. Like I don't see people. Man, and it's a shame to say I have been a producer. Like they have asked me to remake somebody else's beat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nigga, I'm not making nobody else's beat over. Like you just send me acapella, I can make what I think that will go on this motherfucker, but I'm not making nobody beat over to put on that because I'll be pissed if somebody made my beat over. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, and even if there's an existing song to it or anything like that, they still get credit. Even if you redo the whole entire track, like they end up getting the credit because there was
came from it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And they don't understand. And that oh my God. Like I think I've pretty much got a lot of my credit from that because a lot of people, you know, they like shit goes bad. Like an artist will do the song or whatnot, and they turn around and they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay me. I don't want to deal with it or whatnot. So they go ahead and get somebody else to do the track. It might not have anything to do, but then the lawyers get involved and they find out that there was an original song or something like that. And then you gotta credit me. You gotta credit me because it's real like that. I'm like, man, nah, let's do a whole new song, my guy. Shit.
The music business 101, man. Like you can't get mad at like whenever a lot of people just get mad at Diddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't get mad at Diddy. Because guess what? You're a dumbass, signed the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? You signed the paperwork. You didn't have your lawyer look at it.
Right.
You were so thirsty and so quick to just want to be with whoever that was. Their interest is to look out for their best interest.
Right.
At all times. Your interest is to not be so starstruck with whoever is trying to sign you and be out for your best interest as well. You know what I mean? I got so many horror stories of even recent producers that messed up their publisher because they got starstruck or they didn't do their business correct, you know. And I mean, even me, I was to do my business all the way correct with Womanizer, you know what I'm saying? And and that's why I think it's easier for me to say that we have to stop as young producers, stop being so in a rush to be at the top and pay attention to our business. As much as we make beats and as much as we think about the sounds, we need to stay abreast to the business too, because we need to know what we are signing and what we're doing as producers, because most of us just want to be in the studio.
Yeah. The moral of the story is stop being thirsty.
Stop being thirsty.
Stop being thirsty. Stop. Well, Tony Zone, Tone Zone. He said Lifetime been killing it. RKelly Friday through Sunday, 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. Damn.
Oh yeah, it's like a marathon, because I mean I guess they're gonna press even harder, because now it's becoming like the holidays. A lot of people probably missed it because of the holidays. They spend time with their family. They didn't probably want their kids watching it. So a lot of people are now winding down and being able to catch this and actually really spend time and watch it.
Yeah, everybody should watch that shit.
Yeah, so it's about to go crazy, man.
And I expect more of those to come out. I think that was really courageous and whatnot. I know people that are still RKelly fans to this very day. You can still be a fan of what music they done, but you got to realize that the shit that he did is absolutely wrong. We sit there and we look at Bill Cosby and we look at what he did. He's been obviously locked up for, and we see the legacy that he had left behind. It's like, damn, the legacy has been thrown away. It's so sad. But the reality of it is, man, he's adult. He made decisions. He did things that really caused rifts in people's lives. He used his position of power to be disgusting towards these young women and people in general do that. And it's not just a black thing. It's a whole industry thing. That's the only thing that I go against, as far as like a lot of the rhetoric in the documentary is like, oh well, it's like we treat black celebrities like this and that. No, there's actually a whole shit ton of these people still in Hollywood, still in the entertainment business, music industry. Like this and that. No, there's actually echo that, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that are in this industry that are using their position of power the wrong way, and then these children are very unfortunate. Also, at the same time, we got to look at it as, and not with those girls in particular, because regardless of them being knowing that or not knowing that, he should know as a person not to do that. But these women that do know that, and they go in these positions and they sleep with somebody because they are popping, and then when shit don't pan out the way they want it to be, and then they get upset. Like that's on you. Like that's not a Me Too. That's not a Me Too.
And then that's the thing right there that I was afraid to say.
He was saying loud.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like that's the shit that I was really afraid to say, because you know what, man? Like, bro, I gotta share a story, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we'll close it out on that.
It's crazy. Like, a woman, like a chick was trying to, get with one of my homeboys. It was a nice little A&R, you know what I'm saying? And she wanted to get a song placed, you know what I'm saying, on the album, on this particular person's album, I'm not going to say. And so, yeah, she'll go, pull up to the studio late at night, give my boy some shit, you know what I mean?
Some lockjaw.
Some lockjaw, some little sloppy toppy, you know what I'm saying? But then when her song didn't make the album, she started fucking cussing this nigga out, calling this nigga all kind of names. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, when you to be respected as a woman, it's sometimes better to hold your shit. You know what I'm saying? And hold it, and then when you finally get your way, then use it to control us. Yeah. Because I feel like women have the most power in the world, man. You just got to use it correctly, man. That's all I got to say. I don't want to go too deep into it, man, because I don't want to.
Yeah. Well, in closing, yeah. Also, I just realized I forget that what's her name? What was the chick's name that Bill Clinton was getting fellatio from? She did recently come out and was talking about Me Too and all that, and I'm like, you was sleeping with him because of his position of power, and you knew as an adult. Monica Lewinsky. That's what we used to call it. But yeah. Anyways, Monica Lewinsky, she knew well and dear that what she was dealing with. She knew he was married, knew that that he was in a position of power, knew that she could take advantage of this shit and monetize it. And now we're in this age of that Me Too, and then she tried to take advantage of me personally. I'm not with chicks that do shit like that. That's not what I call Me Too. That's taking advantage of a movement that is pure. Like the shit with RKelly, that's pure. There's no argument there. You know, the only thing I can argue about is the parents trying to be clout chasing and trying to get their kids on, knowing that he is known for that type of behavior, and then trying to be on that show and feel like they're innocent and all that shit, which is ridiculous. But anyways, Somebody else had pointed out, the Trump and women, and then his cabinet in general. Like, there's a dude that you know, I don't know. I can't. That politics shit, I really don't want to get into, because that is just a barrel of shit to even roll into. I'll say that for later.
What about AJ from 106 and Park? They killing him too.
What happened with him?
They got women coming out talking about he was
a womanizer. What?
Yeah, sexually abusing them, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh.
Oh my god.
But you ain't been popping since
never.
106 and Park, and then he was popping 106 and Park.
Yeah, he was popping on 106 and Park. I was just saying that anyway.
What was the next? He did Extra.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't watch niggas don't watch Extra.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody knew where he was at. Like, nigga, the last thing we seen, he was at 106 and Park.
Right.
And we heard that she was doing Extra tonight, something, whatever.
Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, Entertainment Tonight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people may watch Entertainment Tonight, but I ain't watching no Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, that's old folks right there. That's somebody that might be. I've been watching that since 1978.
We got TMZ right on our hands, on our phone.
Shit, we got DJ Academics, goddamn. I'm waiting on that. I know some chick gonna be like, Academics, it's your turn.
It's gonna be. I mean, to be honest with you, like Meek Mill said, man, like Meek Mill said some crazy. Like, it's a lot of people in the industry that's probably gonna come up, because there's a lot of nasty shit that go on in the industry.
Right.
It's a lot of nasty shit that go on. You know, there's a lot of things that sometimes you got to do.
You gotta be very, very careful about what you say, pimping. Like you a lot of people, and I say that because I say that because when you got to see the problem with what you do and the people that you hang around, because your main man is known for some shit, and that's the person that you claim. And I just look at the academics like, I know it's gonna come out one day. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I know people are saying that he snitched on everybody. Yeah, but that's allegedly.
Man, it's really how I just feel bad, man. I think I just feel like women and men, man, we should have enough respect.
Right.
We should have enough respect for each other. You know what I mean? And then have enough respect for our careers, not to ruin our careers for a moment of pleasure, when there's a lot of women that will be willingly to do it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And yeah, we gotta resist. Yeah, we definitely gotta resist that booty in front of you if you are in a position of power, and she's really wanting to get on, but she's really putting on because she really knows that you see her, that Insta IG picture or whatnot. And that was another thing. I saw people jokingly about that. Joke about it. One of them is a stripper. She's a famous stripper. She said herself, she's like, well, RKelly should have messed with my generation because we wouldn't have snitched at all. And I'm like, how is that funny? That's not funny.
But maybe that, and then you know, they about to fucking kill Drake. I forgot about that.
Oh, the 14-year-old. Yeah.
The girl he was touching it for. See, they about to cut all that shit out. They about to stop pulling these girls up on the stage. They about to stop looking at girls from the outside. I'm like, yo, you even too much KFC. You developed too quick. I did ID before you.
Man, Drake's at a position of where he should have a team full of chicks already lined up that know the biz. And I'm not talking about because I'm not talking about no R. shit. I'm just saying already qualified in ID or just one bad chick, whatever.
It's just hard for people to be entertainers when so many people are trying to get. So many people are magnifying every little thing. You feel what I'm saying? So as an entertainer, you like, damn, I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm gonna stop pulling bitches up on the stage. So, but what can I do now to interact with my crowd? You know what I'm saying? Like people
take it back to the old school
and just let you throw your pants.
All the ugly people, be quiet. Throw your hands in the air and say, yeah. Nigga, you better do that. You better watch some old school Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. Get a DJ that can fucking rock the ones and twos, nigga. Stop relying on the nigga that can press the button. It'd be a gunshot. But anyways, we're going to wrap it up on that. I do appreciate you for coming out, everybody. It was a great discussion. I'm glad everybody participated. And yes, mute RKelly. I know it might be hard, but mute RKelly.
You got to take him off your sex tape for the nights. That's kind of hard now.
God damn. What do you used to call it? They called it the Get Them Draws tapes or something like that.
Yeah.
the GTD.
Yeah, I guess he ain't the king of R&B no more. We gotta find a new one.
All right, Jacquees, it's your time.
It's your time, brother.